Alrighty, how you doing? This is number 3. This is our third video on compound interest. Well, on interest. Okay, we started with simple interest. Last video was compound interest. We're going to continue now with compound interest a little deeper. Okay, a little deeper. I left this on the board, compound interest. Remember to copy this stuff, okay? This should all be in your notes. I'll be looking at it. This was our first, I called it our first compound interest formula, okay? Now try to listen closely here because this is kind of deep. The compounding process here happened every year. Every year. Remember, we were charging 5% every year for 3 years. Okay. Well, here's what banks decided to do. You know what? Times are hard. We're going to charge you interest on interest. But not just every year. We're going to charge you interest on interest every month. Every 30 days, right? Okay. In modern terms, I like to tell my students the computer, because it's all done by computer now, the computer is looking at your money not every year, but every month. Okay, so here's a new formula. The accumulated wealth, or the amount, whatever, that you pay at the end of the term, A. P is still the principal, what you start off with, right? In this case, you're borrowing. Okay. The 1 is that borrowed amount plus the rate, whatever that is. In this case, if you're borrowing, you want it to be low, right? Now, the number of compoundings we said was every 12 months. There's 12 months in a year, right? I'm going to change that to an N because maybe it's more often than 12 months. Maybe it's every week. Then I'd have to put 52 here because there's 52 weeks in a year. It's always based on a year, by the way. So I'm going to put N. N is the number of, this is going to sound weird, compoundings. Okay? It's the number of times the computer's looking at your money. Now, over here, I still have the number of years, but you know what? I got to multiply that by the number of compoundings. So it's NT. Now, see if this works. All right, let's go back to our $500 motorcycle. Okay. You want to borrow $500. There's the 500 plus. Now we said it was at 12%. Let's go with 12%. 0.12. But they said, you know what? We got to compound this every month. This is kind of like a credit card. See, the credit cards, they look at your money, they charge you interest every month. If you pay everything off before 30 days, they don't charge you interest at all. Cool, huh? But in this case, we're going to put a 12 down here because this isn't a credit card. We're going to a bank for this. Now, the N is 12. The T, what do we say, 3 years? Is 3. Okay? Now, let's go to the calculator. I'm going to erase this on top. That's the old formula anyway. This is the one that you're going to use more often now, moving forward. Okay, so we've got A. That's the money that we're going to pay back, right? The 500 plus all the interest that the interest on interest, remember? Okay, so I got to rewrite that. Now, this here, wow, that's complicated. I got to add those together. I'm going to my calculator. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide 0.12 by 12. You get 0.01. Well, I got to add the 1 to that. Okay, so it's 1.01. All right. So this whole thing here is 1.01. Okay, did that in my calculator. It seems to be right. Okay. But now I've got to raise it to not 12, not 3, but 3 times 12. I have to raise it to the 36th power. Wow. So I take 0.01 and raise it to 36 power. Wow. That's a strange number. It says 1e to the negative 72. Goodness. Let me try that again. 0.0. Oh, it's 1.01 to the 36th power. See, that wasn't right. Okay. See, I made a mistake. I put 0.01 instead of 1.01. Okay. So now this turns out to be 1.43. Okay, times 500, 1.43 up here. Okay, times 500, I'm going to do that all in my calculator. Wow, $715.38. All right. So that's a little more money. Not much, but you know, $500 really isn't a lot of money to a bank. If you're dealing with, say, tens of thousands of dollars or millions, this could get into the hundreds of dollars or more. But at the end of 3 years, compounded monthly, okay, at 12% interest, you're going to have to come up with $715.38. It's more money than the 500 that you needed to borrow, right? That's why maybe it's better just to save up your 500, huh? And then you don't have to go to a bank at all. But anyway, that's why investors, that's why bankers, they call compound interest magic, because it's interest on interest, and things can get expensive real quick. Things can pay off. If you're investing $500, can pay off really quick. See, you'd make $215.38 after 3 years. That's pretty good, huh? Okay. So like I warned you, it's a little more difficult. The next video we're going to talk. We'll give another example like this. Okay. And then we're going to talk about continuous compounding. That's what happens with bacteria in a petri dish. That's what happens population, say in India or China, the population of people, okay? They are continuing to compound. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. See ya.